Evening news at 5:30. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, your community hospital with a rich heritage that dates back to before New Mexico was a state. We've been improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910. As a nonprofit hospital, San Juan Regional Medical Center is a values-driven organization. We strive to deliver on our mission to personalize health care and create vitality and enthusiasm in healing. We are here for you when you need us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services.
Is
8:34, Tuesday morning here on KSJE. It's 45 degrees outside our studios here at San Juan College. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thank you for tuning in. Special good morning to our viewers who are joining us live on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome aboard, everybody. We are showing you a time-lapse image of the overnight hours here at San Juan College as the rain started early this morning, and that is part of our weather forecast for today. A cloudy day with off and on showers, maybe even a thunder shower this afternoon. Cooler today with a high of 62 in Farmington. Showers overnight tonight with a low of 39. Then sunny and warmer beginning tomorrow. The high 74 Wednesday, 79 by Thursday, lower 80s for the weekend with lots of sunshine and overnight lows right around 50 degrees. That is the forecast for the next few days, everyone. So enjoy that while it lasts. Changing topic just a little bit this morning, we're going to turn now and talk a little bit about mental health. And my guests here in the studio, Travis Price is here, and also Joel Jones from San Juan Piers. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here to talk a little bit about your organization and the topic of mental health. And as we talked a little bit about before we came on the air this morning, there's still a little bit of a stigma about mental health, and I think folks maybe don't always feel like they need to get help if they are having mental health issues. And so let me talk to both of you a little bit. Travis, talk to me a little bit about San Juan Piers, a relatively new organization in the community, correct?
Correct. We've been around for about a year and a half. We're a series of support groups and classes to help people who deal with mental illness in their lives.
Okay. And you meet regularly then?
We have a support group that meets every Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock at the Cultural Center here on the San Juan campus.
Okay. Very good. And offer different types of services, I suppose, at those meetings?
That meeting is pretty much just a support group.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking to expand. We also offer classes such as RAP, Wellness Recovery Action Plan.
Okay.
It's kind of a class. It's what can I do, or what can you do for me when I'm not able to take care of myself?
I see.
It's kind of an owner's manual. I put it the equivalent of like the cards for the blind. You can hand people when you're in crisis so they know how to take care of you.
Right, right. And that can be very helpful for a lot of individuals, correct?
Absolutely.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Okay. And Joel, let me turn to you a little bit about your involvement in San Juan Piers as well. So again, you've been involved for how long?
pretty much since its beginning.
Okay.
Travis has been a good friend of mine for a long time.
Right.
We worked together at Presbyterian Medical Services, and when he came up with this idea and wanted to start a steering committee, and so we put out our little threefold flyers, and we took those all over town, and to get people to come to the support meetings. It started out a little bit slow.
Okay.
But we're now gaining some momentum, and we're really working forward, moving forward with that. And we've got some real interest in the community, and of course with our problem-solving court now, working really closely. Travis has really worked with that relationship.
Okay.
With the probation and all of that to try to encourage their people who are struggling.
Right.
With either mental health or that substance abuse diagnosis.
Sure. Travis, talk to me a little bit about that. So how does that work?
I mostly work with treatment court, which is part of the problem-solving courts. To keep basically the jail from becoming the place you send folks for mental illness.
Okay. Right.
Keep them out of jail, and it focuses on their issues.
Gotcha. Interesting. And so your organization, San Juan Piers, is having a fundraising event coming up in early May, I mentioned, and we can show folks kind of a little bit more information about it, but it is on Friday, May 10th at 6:30, this masquerade ball, and so you're here to talk a little bit about that too, right?
Absolutely, and we want this event to be a celebration. Too often do we hear that we're in mental health crisis. We hear about homeless crisis. We hear about the drug addiction crisis. Well, we're nowhere in crisis.
Okay.
We don't very often hear the good stories that come out of mental illness. We don't hear the people that triumph, that overcome their own mental illness and overcome that stigma.
Got it.
And this is just a celebration of their stories and to show the community that these programs really do help people.
Nice. And a fundraiser as well to help.
Yes, it is a fundraiser to expand our support groups and our abilities to have classes.
Mm-hmm. Great. And so again, it is Friday, May 10th at the Farmington Civic Center, and tickets are available now?
Tickets are available now. You can call me. My phone number's up there, 609-7979.
Okay. $25 a person, correct?
$25 a person, $45 for a couple.
Okay. And it is kind of formal attire, a little masquerade
It
theme?
is a masquerade theme. We want to pull the mask off of mental illness. We want to get rid of that stigma. We want to show people that the brain is an organ like any other, and it can get sick like any other organ.
Right.
This is not a personality flaw. This can happen to anybody. And just because you have a mental illness is not the end of your life.
Very true. Very true.
And we want to show people that with treatment, just like diabetes or asthma or any other disease, life goes on.
That's true. Very true. And Joel, let me turn to you a little bit about this event, and you're getting excited about being able to celebrate and talk about the positive celebration stories behind mental illness.
Oh, definitely. We are all extremely excited. Actually, we've been meeting every week in the month of April. Normally, we meet once a month, our steering committee does,
Right.
but we've just had so many different really awesome pieces coming together, where the Civic Center was basically donated to us to have our event. We've had San Juan Safe Communities who came up with funds to have it catered. We've got some other folks who are really, really helping a lot of the peers in the community with their ball gowns and their tuxedos at no cost to our attendees that are coming and actually supporting us, and doing a lot of the volunteer work. They're doing a lot of the decorations and just working really close with them has been really cool.
Very nice, very nice. And I don't recall ever having an event like this for your organization in the past. Is this the first of its kind?
This is the first of its kind. We're looking for it to be an annual event. And the community support we've got is just outstanding. Like Joel mentioned, we've got the Cinderella Project from the wonderful ladies at Quilt at Yaya that are donating basically prom-type dresses and really nice suits and tuxedos for those folks who can't afford it. For a lot of people with mental illness, especially those in the treatment court program, they've never been to a prom. This is their one time to do something fancy.
Right.
And this is really exciting, the whole community. We've got the hairdressers, the cosmetology school here at San Juan College is going to donate their time to do the hair that day for the ladies. It's just going to be a wonderful, wonderful event.
Very nice. And that's important, I think, for folks to be able to feel good, look good, and dress up and be able to enjoy themselves at an event like this. So
Absolutely.
That's a great thing. And when we talk about the positive stories of mental illness, talk to me a little about that, because I think, again, folks maybe don't understand how people can get treatment, they can get help, and they can overcome some of these issues. Isn't that true?
Absolutely. We've got wonderful, wonderful stories in the community. We've got one lady, she was homeless, she was addicted to drugs, just a really bad case. Nobody ever thought anything would come of it. She was a frequent flyer at the jail. Every police officer in the county knew who she was. And now she's turned her life around going through various programs, and she goes to the critical intervention trainings to teach police officers how to deal with mental illness.
Oh, wow. How interesting. And,
So-
they get that lesson from someone who's gone through it.
Absolutely. It's an affirmative story for the law enforcement officers to let them know that they're doing a good job, and also it lets them know how things work from her perspective.
Right. What a great story. And I imagine there are numerous stories like hers repeated throughout the community.
Hundreds of people that at one time the community thought was just a burden on resources, and they've now become an asset to this county.
Right. And that's really what we're working towards, all of us, I think.
Absolutely.
In the work that we are doing. And so, Joel, let me turn to you again, a little bit about same type of thing, being able to celebrate these stories and these individuals who have overcome maybe so much that maybe folks aren't aware of, and hearing their stories.
Definitely, Scott. I mean, it's like I say, it's just been really exciting, and knowing that we have that crisis intervention team and we have the Farmington Police Department, who really want to support us, and they want to learn. They want to know what is going on and how can we best deal with these folks that are just out there on the street and somebody's calling on them.
Right.
I want to say,
not to send them to jail.
Not
Right.
to just haul them to the police station or haul them to the hospital, one or the
Right.
other. So when we're able to have a conversation with somebody and just say, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? And having that awareness in our community with our law enforcement has been tremendous because we all see those terrible outcomes,
Right.
that happen.
Right.
And that's lack of training, that's lack of education on how are we going to deal with our folks who are diagnosed with a mental illness or substance abuse, and like Travis said, and you see them all the time on the street, and the cops know their names, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's Billy Joe again, and this is what's going on, and just helping everybody to kind of understand that we're just people too.
Mm-hmm.
We're people too, and we have our likes and our dislikes, and this is what's going to help me stay safe.
Right. And it seems to me that was a real big policy shift and belief
Huge.
shift over at the police department to start thinking about these individuals as not just criminals all the time and just repeat offenders and things like that, but folks maybe if you dig a little deeper that have some ongoing, really maybe serious mental health challenges that maybe they can be helped with in the community with the resources that we have. A real big change doesn't happen in every community, I don't think, either.
No, it doesn't, and it's really neat working with law enforcement right now, being able to see that change, and it's a wonderful thing for law enforcement because now they no longer have that negative contact with people.
Right.
And
right.
they're able to further that contact. Oftentimes, law enforcement can be a very negative job because you only see people when they're in crisis. You don't get to see the success afterwards.
Right.
And that really relieves their stress, and it affirms that they are doing a good job.
Sure.
When they see these success stories.
And we're talking a lot about people that are coming into contact with law enforcement, but mental health doesn't discriminate. I mean, there are other folks who have jobs and who have families who also could be suffering from mental health challenges and issues, correct?
Absolutely. One of the nice things, because treatment court, they're mandated to go through treatment.
Right.
They helped us get the ball rolling, and as other people see their successes, they're kind of coming out of the closet, so to speak, with their own mental illness, and they're pushing away that stigma.
Got it.
And that's just such an important part of recovery.
Sure. And we hear a lot about veterans, maybe, who are coming home and have some of these mental health challenges as well. And there's help for them as well in the community, is there not?
Absolutely. There's not only help for them, but also for the families. Oftentimes, having a loved one suffer from a mental illness causes a whole issue of problems.
Right. Sure. And that's important. I think we can't forget about those folks, those family members, folks who maybe see something, not quite sure what it is, but maybe knowing that something's not quite right and wanting to help, but not sure how.
Absolutely. Oftentimes we see a loved one in crisis, we don't know how to react, and either we shun them or we tell them, okay, just keep it quiet.
Right.
We'll figure something else out. And it's just because they don't know what services are available.
Right.
And we want to get that message out there as well.
And for a small community, I think folks would be surprised with the number of services that we do have available to help people in this situation.
They are. We have all sorts of providers and support groups. We can really tailor recovery to the individual.
Which is great. And again, it doesn't matter who they are or what their background is or what their
No, it does not
challenges
discriminate.
are. Sure, that's true. Joel, same kind of thing. I mean, again, we see these folks struggling, all walks of life, all economic stratus. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or homeless or live in a 18-bedroom house, I suppose, right? Doesn't matter.
That is so true. So very, very true. I work for one of the MCOs. In my real job is work. I have a real job.
Right.
And I work for one of our three MCOs, and I see members, in their homes daily. I meet with them and their families, and it's all about just educating the family and having that person be able to tell mom and dad, or mom tell, her husband and her children, hey, when I start getting into this kind of you're noticing these symptoms that are coming from me, and you're not really understanding. This is what's going on in my head. So, really working with those families and having that multi-systemic approach to it that just says, we want to be part of your team. San Juan Peers wants to be part of the team in San Juan County because we have a lot to offer. So we try to just get out and educate, because that's just what it's all about. And we appreciate it. Right,
very true. And in addition to educating, celebrating the positive signs that we've talked about with this event that's coming up, everybody, on May the 10th, Friday night, 6:30 to 10 p.m. at the Farmington Civic Center. Again, tickets are available right now.
Absolutely.
Folks can call you.
Please,
Travis,
please do.
You're the ticket guy?
I'm the ticket guy.
Okay.
I will bring you tickets.
All right. Delivery.
Absolutely.
Even better.
That's
Look at
what we
that,
do.
right? Okay. And the phone number is 505-609-7979.
Yes, sir.
Is the number to call. For tickets, $25 per person, or how much per couple again? 45?
45.
And there you go. And it's the Masquerade Ball, Behind the Mask of Mental Illness, sponsored by San Juan Peers, and a fundraising event for them at the Farmington Civic Center coming up on Friday, May 10th. Thanks you both for coming in this morning.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Good luck with the event. My guests here on KSJE, everybody, back with more in just a moment. Right now, the time is 8:50.